Stephen Kitshoff's rugby career in jeopardy after life-threatening neck injury. Double Rugby World Cup winning props Stephen Kitshoff faces an uncertain future in rugby after a neck injury nearly cost him his life. The 32-year-old sustained the injury during a Currie Cup match for Western Province against Griquas last year, following a knee injury that permanently ended his stint with Irish club Ulster. Primed for a recall to the Springbok squad, Kitshoff's hopes were dashed by the serious neck injury sustained while playing for Western Province. As a result, he missed the entire 2024 season under Springbok's director of rugby, Rassie Erasmus. Speaking to Report last month, Kitshoff revealed the gravity of the injury and how it initially went unnoticed. He said it was just another scrum, then 3 cracking sounds, pop, pop, pop. He recalled, I played on, thinking it was a muscle strain. Only later did he learn the true extent of the damage and said, today I know I was 2 millimeters from a catastrophe, from my death. The first thing the specialist told me was, you are lucky we didn't bury you in a week. The vertebra that shifted was dangerously close to my brain canal. The injury required immediate surgery to stabilize his neck, and without it, Kitshoff would never play rugby again. While the surgery was deemed a success, the path ahead remains uncertain for Kitshoff. He is set to meet with the specialist on January 16, a pivotal appointment that will determine whether he can safely return to professional rugby or if he will have to prioritize his health and retire. In Kitshoff's absence, Oxenchair has established himself as the Springbok starting loose head prop, with Gerhard Steenkamp excelling as part of the bomb squad. Despite this, Erasmus will undoubtedly hope for the return of Kitshoff, a veteran with 83 test caps and a standard performer in the last 2 Rugby World Cups. The Stormers are reportedly preparing for all eventualities. Sharks' loose head prop Ntuthuko Mchunu is rumored to be a replacement option for Kitshoff. Whether or not the latter makes a comeback, Mchunu, currently behind Che in the Sharks' pecking order, could benefit from a move to Cape Town to revitalize his career and boost his Springbok's ambitions. Kitshoff's journey over the coming months will be closely watched by fans and teammates alike. As one of the South African rugby's most decorated players, his potential return could bolster the Springbok and inspire those recovering from life-altering injuries. However, should he hang up his boots, his legacy as 2-time world champion will remain firmly intact. We are now moving on to Rassie Erasmus. Rassie praises Erasmus's mastery in player management and coaching. Springbok center Andre Esterhuizen has offered a rare insights into Rassie Erasmus's coaching methods, lauding his innovative approach to managing both players and coaches. Speaking on the Rugby Pod, Esterhuizen also revealed Erasmus's long-term strategy to ensure the aging Springbok squad remains competitive ahead of the 2027 Rugby World Cup. Erasmus, who revamped his coaching team at the start of the 2024 by recruiting Kiwi attack specialist Tony Brown and Irish defence coach Jerry Flannery, maintains the tight control over the team's direction. Despite delegating day-to-day coaching responsibilities, Erasmus's influence is omnipresent. Esterhuizen said he coaches a lot through the coaches, if you understand what I mean. When Tony comes in to do the attack, everything has gone through Rassie already. He manages the coaches well, and then they coach us. Esterhuizen also highlighted Erasmus's skill in mentally preparing players for matches, and said he's great at getting the players up for every game. Depending on the opposition, he always brings in a bit of history or something motivational to fire us up. One of Erasmus's key strategies has been expanding the player pool to alleviate pressure on senior players. In 2024 alone, Erasmus utilized 50 players across 13 matches, allowing the Springboks to win 11 of those games while integrating fresh talent. Esterhuizen said Rassie's rotation policy is a game changer. It gives younger players invaluable experience at test level while sparing the veterans from full-time demands. This approach is giving the older guys, like myself, a realistic shot at making the next World Cup. Esterhuizen elaborated on the Springboks' mandatory rest periods, a crucial component of Erasmus's player welfare plan, and said every player is required to have 8 weeks off during the season. 4 weeks completely off and another 4 for active rest. That's essential for recovery, especially for guys like Ibn Isbeth and Siak Olisi who carry a heavyweight backload. The Springboks face a unique challenge as their provincial teams compete in European tournaments while the national side remains part of the Rugby's championship. This dual hemisphere commitment leaves top players with little downtime, heightening the risk of burnout. As Eisen said, for me it's different since I'm not the first choice center, so I don't play as much as someone like Ibn. But even with fewer matches, the travel and training can add up. At the moment, we're still trying to find the right balance between when to play and when to rest. Esther Hazen believes February is the ideal time for Springboks to recharge, coinciding with Six Nations break in Europe clubs competitions. He is confident Erasmus's meticulous planning and rotation system will keep the team sharp for years to come. With Erasmus at the helm, the Springboks are not only managing to stay competitive, but are also building for the future, ensuring that both veterans and rising stars are primed for success on the global stage. We are now moving on to SA Rugby. The SA Rugby considers new equity partnership offer amid controversy. South African Rugby is poised to announce a fresh offer for an equity partnership following months of turbulence in their search for a commercial rights investor. Reports indicate that a consortium led by Johan Rupert, Marco Mazzotti, and Johan Leroux, key shareholders in the Bulls, Sharks, and Stormers respectively, is now in negotiations with the governing body. This development comes after SA Rugby's initial $75 million deal with American company Ackley Sports Group ASG was rejected in December. The provincial union's vote ultimately derailed the agreement, leaving the organization to reconsider its options. The failed ASG deal had previously overshadowed discussions with the SA Rugby, also holding talks with CVC Capital Partners, a major investor in rugby competitions such as the Six Nations, United Rugby Championship, and Premiership Rugby. Despite the setback, ASG is reportedly still interested in acquiring a stake in SA Rugby's commercial rights. According to report, SA Rugby is set to inform its executive board on February 6 of the new bid submitted by Rupert, Mazzotti and Leroux. This meeting is anticipated to be fraught with tension, with insiders predicting heated debates over the past controversies. Key among these disputes is the fallout surrounding former Formula One boss Eddie Jordan's involvement in the ASG negotiations. Allegations emerged that Jordan requested a 15% commission for facilitating the deal, a claim he vehemently denied last week. A spokesperson for Jordan Associates clarified that the commission fee was actually between 2.5% and 3%, not the widely reported 15%. The confusion allegedly stemmed from SA Rugby's provision for a maximum of 15% to cover all transaction-related expenses. One union official to report stated that it's a messy story, but it's also strange that Eddie is only speaking out now. It feels like he's trying to protect himself after the deal fell through. With tensions high and differing accounts clouding the ASG negotiations, stakeholders are hopeful that the upcoming meeting will mark a turning point. The official added that we need to clear the air and start the new year on a fresh page. Good cooperation is critical for moving forward. As the governing body deliberates its next steps, all eyes will be on the consortium's proposal and whether it can provide the stability and funding SA Rugby as long sought. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe for more sports news.